In this video, we'll be talking about solving absolute value equations. I have 3 different equations that I want to talk about in this video, so let's get started. Before we even get started, actually, let's talk about absolute value. What's the absolute value of negative 2? It's just 2. And what's the absolute value of 2? It's also 2. When we talk about absolute value, we're really talking about the distance from 0. So here is negative 2 and here is positive 2. What is the distance from 0? 1, 2. What's the distance from 0? 1, 2. So it doesn't matter whether you have a positive or a negative. Your answer to your absolute value should always be a positive number because distance is always positive. So let's get started. If I'm talking about this, I'm talking about 3 is my distance. So if I'm looking at a number line, and here is 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, okay, my distance from 0, I could go 1, 2, 3, is 3, or I could go into the left side, 1, 2, 3, and there you go. So my answer for this would be x is equal to negative 3 if I'm going in the negative direction or the left side, and x is equal to 3, positive 3, if I go in the positive direction or if I go to the right side. So what does this mean for us? Okay, here is the equation solved, here is the graph, and what does it mean? We are 3 units from 0, and that's what it means. So there are 3 parts to this: the equation, the graph, and what it means. So now I'm going to move to the next one. But this one I'm going to do a little bit differently. Remember that whatever is on the inside, if I had the absolute value of negative 3, that is equal to 3. If I had the absolute value of 3, that's also equal to 3. So what is on the inside could either be equal to negative 3, or what is on the inside could be equal to a positive 3. So I'm going to add 2 and add 2, x is equal to negative 1. I'm going to add 2 and add 2, x is equal to 5. Here is the equation part of it. Alright. Before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and put on my graph. Okay. My answer, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is negative 1 and is 5. Now if I go back and look, my distance is 3. This is my distance. So both of these numbers are 3 units from one single number. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and that puts me right here. And I'm going to go from the left side, 1, 2, 3, and it also puts me at 2. So what number is in the middle? Positive 2. Okay, so here's what it looks like graphically. And then what does this look like in terms of words? Well, I am 3 units. Remember that your absolute value, whatever is equal to, that's your distance, so 3 units from positive 2. Okay, I want to make sure that you recognize that even though this says negative 2x minus 2, it's 3 units from a positive 2. Okay, now let's look at the last example here for us. Remember, just as we said, the absolute value of negative 3 is 3, and the absolute value of 3 is also 3. So x plus 2 can equal negative 3, or x plus 2 can equal positive 3. So again, I'm going to solve the equation, subtract 2 and subtract 2, x is equal to negative 5. Subtract 2 and subtract 2, x is equal to positive 1. So, what do I have here? Here are my equations. Next, I'm going to do a graph, and I don't really have a lot of room, so I'm going to start at negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, 0, 1, 2. My answer is negative 5, and my answer is, 1. If I go back up to the top, it tells me that this 3 is my distance. So my two numbers, -5 and -5 and +1 are 3 units from some number. Well, what number is that? You know what, guys? I'm missing a 1 right here, -1. So 1, 2, 3 units, and 1, 2, 3 units. So what does it look like is in the middle? -2, right here. So I am 3 units from -2. Now I want to call to your attention. -2 is what was in the center, but I have a +2. Okay? Always keep in mind that it's going to be opposite. Why is it opposite? Because my general equation for absolute value is x minus the center number, or you could say middle, is equal to the distance. And the reason we have an opposite, this -2 down here, the reason we have a -2 down here and a +2 down here is because of the minus sign. The minus sign always gives you the opposite.